jump into our last demo, and that is going to be about Minecraft. So I have set up a remote EKS cluster. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I've actually switched into that context really quickly. I believe that I have. Okay, awesome. We'll see that we have no pods up and running here. And then, like I said before, I've already installed Waypoint locally. How do we go about installing this remotely? So it's as easy as this. Waypoint install, you specify the platform. You can pick images. Right now, it's just going to use Waypoint latest. If you don't specify that image tag, and then you do have to accept the terms of service as it stands today, just because of the Horizon service and some other things. You can package that up. You can run that on your own platforms, but a little bit more involved to do so. No nice, easy packaged solution for that yet, just quite a few steps on that front. So what this is going to do is install our Waypoint server remotely on this Kubernetes cluster. It's going to give it an endpoint that anyone would be able to connect to, so long as you have the right amount of access. And then we'll actually be able to look at this in the web and interact with some of the links that we get from that. So what this project is, so while this sets itself up, I'm going to jump into the Minecraft folder. You'll see that there's no Docker file. Just some YAML and a service. What this is going to do is this creates a Minecraft project named Minecraft for the application. Again, you'll see some labels, and this build step is using Docker pull. So while we need a build step, I'm just pulling this image just so that I can use that. It's going to inject that entry point into it, and then or for this, it's actually just going to pull it. It's not going to use the entry point, and then we're going to go about deploying this using this Kubernetes apply yet again. So let's go ahead and do that once this comes up. What this is going to allow me to do is to connect to this community Minecraft server, which will be accessible to everyone. This is going to be a public endpoint. So if again, for the interest of time, I'm not sure you'll be able to catch it quickly enough. I'll be sure to pass out the ALB address, but I'll go ahead and get this started up in the background for now. All right, this usually takes just a little bit of time. Give you some fun loading screens. I don't have any Jeopardy theme music or background music, unfortunately. I should have thought about that. Cool. All right, so that is just about ready for Waypoint. Awesome. So now you'll see that if I do a Waypoint UI authenticate, I'm going to load up this web page, and I'm going to click through here. This is not a valid HTTPS cert or anything like that just yet. Again, still working on 0.5 and getting all those ACLs and everything else set up. So you'll see we're on the web now. I'm going to go ahead and do a Waypoint init. In a second, we'll see our Minecraft folder appear. There it goes. I'll jump in here just like before. We'll do a Waypoint up, which is going to go ahead and pull that image, get things ready for us, and then push that up to the Kubernetes cluster. That'll take a second. And then again, what's nice is that ability to follow along with each of these steps. Say if your team, if you have some members that want to use that GitOps workflow, they can do that. And then you can switch over to using the CLI. So there are a lot of contexts. That's what we want to support too. If you think about Circle CI or GitHub Actions, it's kind of there's a one way into working with that, and that's a little bit more controlled. Waypoint gives a few more options for teams to get comfortable with it, or just figure out the workflow that works best for them, whether that's in a pipeline or directly. Okay, so we could access this endpoint directly externally, but since this is a Minecraft game server, you're not going to get too many things other than a HTTP response from that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and get that service, and let's go wide so that we can actually get that ALB. And I'll make sure I grab the correct one here. All right, let's do a direct connection. Let's clear this one out from before. I'm actually going to go ahead and get this pod once more, and let's actually connect to the logs. so we could see if I've joined this or not. Or actually, this is going to take a second because it has to do the spawn area. This will take just a few seconds. Should be good before the buzzer. Usually it sticks at 0 for a little bit, and then it's like 56, 75, and then usually finishes up pretty quickly. Might have jinxed myself.
So while that's going, what was the benefit of the Docker pull in this situation? Because it's not actually going to push that image anywhere, is it? Oh, or did you define an ECR? So then it's going to, so it pulls it and then it pushes it to your ECR.
For the pull, so this one, it just pulls the image and then has it to be able to, you could use that, and then you could add something on top of that too, like putting the entry point into it, or, but for this, I just needed to stub out that build step like we talked about before, just to satisfy that at the end of the day.
Kind of like a no op.
Exactly. Front. Any other questions on that front while we're waiting for this to go live?
So I got actually the feeling with that Docker build, there's a Docker pull, that there is actually a way to get this integrated with other CI systems. So with that, have you seen any work on community GitHub actions to integrate with Waypoint?
I have seen a few things where people have used this to deploy their applications and kind of interact with, getting Terraform stood up, then using Waypoint commands. I don't know that there's an official like Waypoint set of actions just yet, but I've worked a lot with like Packer and Terraform, obviously, but not Waypoint just yet. Okay, there we go. So we're finally in, and we can actually see. We can see only Dole join the game, and if we pull this back over here, I'm not sure how bad that'll clip for you on Zoom, but you'll see that I'm actually in that that server. So really fun, really cool. And just like that, we create worlds, we can quickly destroy them and jump out of them. Awesome. Waypoint. Thank you. Looking for more games and some other things. A while ago, we had an old Flappy Bird node application that we found. It was like not supported at all. Really funny office hours event where they got it up and running with Waypoint and got it refreshed. So that's another use case of Waypoint, is to help revive some things or keep the lights on in some services that you might not really enjoy on that front. Waypoint does also offer this destroy capability as well. And you do have to, show it that you have that intent to want to delete things. So we can delete those things, kind of like your question before with Terraform. Waypoint's able to manage those things and then get rid of them too. So we'll still have the Minecraft. This will still exist on this Waypoint server. I've got it somewhere here, but it will be able to delete all the things it created at the end of the day, and take care of that for you, keeping a nice and tidy house.
In addition to AWS resources and all that jazz.
Keep the bill down. Yeah, make Corey Quinn happy.